A young girl with a powerful voice once stood on the stage of America's Got Talent at just 10 years old, dreaming of making it big. Nearly 20 years later, that same girl returned to the show while 9 months pregnant and walked away as the champion. This is the incredible story of Jessica Sanchez, whose life in 2025 shows us that dreams delayed are not dreams denied. From performing at the White House to becoming a new mother, Jessica's journey reveals how faith, family, and determination can transform a life completely. Jessica Elizabeth Sanchez was born on August 4, 1995, in Chula Vista, California, making her 30 years old in 2025. She is the oldest of 3 children and has 2 younger brothers. Her mother, Edita Sanchez, comes from Samal, Bataan, in the Philippines, bringing rich Filipino heritage to the family. Her father, Gilbert Sanchez, is a Mexican-American from Texas who served as an aviation ordnanceman in the United States Navy Reserve. Growing up in the East Lake neighborhood of Chula Vista, Jessica was surrounded by love and culture from both sides of her family. She discovered her incredible singing voice at a very young age. As a little girl, she started performing at local shows and talent competitions. Her talent was so impressive that at just 13 years old, she sang the national anthem at an NFL game for the San Diego Chargers in 2008. Jessica's rise to fame began in 2006 when she auditioned for the very first season of America's Got Talent. She was only 10 years old, but she impressed everyone with her powerful voice. She became a wild card act and made it to the semifinals, becoming one of the youngest semifinalists in the show's history. Although she was eliminated before reaching the finals, this experience lit a fire inside her. She knew she wanted to pursue singing professionally. 6 years later, in 2012, Jessica auditioned for season 11 of American Idol. At 16 years old, she stunned the judges and audiences with her performances of songs by legendary artists like Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, and Etta James. Week after week, she delivered incredible performances that showed vocal ability far beyond her years. During the competition, she faced elimination after receiving the lowest number of votes one week. However, the judges used their one and only save to keep her in the competition, believing she deserved another chance. This decision proved correct, as Jessica went on to reach the finale. She finished as the runner-up behind Philip Phillips on May 23, 2012. Despite not winning, Jessica's second-place finish launched her professional career. After American Idol, amazing opportunities came flooding in. Just days after the finale, on May 27, 2012, Jessica performed 3 songs at the PBS National Memorial Day concert from the West Lawn of the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C. On June 29, 2012, she signed a record deal with Interscope Records, a major achievement for any young artist. In September 2012, she performed at the Democratic National Convention in Charlotte, North Carolina. On April 1, 2013, she had the incredible honor of performing the national anthem for President Barack Obama and his family at the White House for the Easter egg roll. She released her debut album, Me, You and the Music, on April 30, 2013. The album featured the lead single Tonight with Ne-Yo, which reached number 48 on the Digital Songs chart and number 42 in Australia. The album debuted at number 26 on the Billboard 200 chart, selling 14,000 copies in its first week. She also appeared on 2 episodes of the popular TV show Glee in 2013 as the character Frida Romero. Over the following years, Jessica continued releasing music. She released several singles including This Love in 2015, Call Me in 2014, Stronger Together in 2014, and Caught Up in 2014. She released a Christmas extended play called Christmas with Jessica on December 8, 2015. She performed at major events and collaborated with other artists, including Christian Bautista on the song To Forevers. She was especially popular in the Philippines, where her Filipino heritage made her a celebrated star. In 2019, she performed at the birthday celebration of the Sultan of Brunei, showing her international appeal. Between 2013 and 2022, she released several standalone singles and EPs under her own name and sometimes as G's. In 2021, she released a single titled Us as a response to the hate and racism related to the COVID-19 pandemic. The music video featured guest appearances from APL, D, AP, and Mark Cuban. In 2022, she released the single Baddie, a self-written song about women's empowerment. However, after years in the music industry, Jessica began to step back. She took a break from releasing music and performing. The pressure of the industry and the expectations placed on young artists had taken their toll. She needed time to discover who she really was beyond just being a singer. During this quiet period, Jessica's faith became increasingly important to her. She found herself drawn to Christian worship music. As she explained in interviews, when she drives somewhere or cleans at home, she mostly listens to worship music. She sings along and praises God in her kitchen and car. This spiritual journey helped her find peace and a stronger sense of identity. She realized that music was just one part of her journey, not her entire identity. In 2017, Jessica met Rickie Gallardo, a lighting technician who would change her life forever. According to Jessica, they met when Rickie was working on lighting for a church that was being used as a concert venue for one of her shows. After the show, Rickie messaged her on Instagram with a bold statement, "I'm going to marry you one day." This message sparked a connection between them. They dated for several years, building a strong relationship based on mutual respect, shared faith, and love. On their wedding day in 2021, they held a private, intimate ceremony. The wedding was somewhat spontaneous, organized when their pastor was available. Unlike many celebrity weddings with hundreds of guests and media coverage, Jessica and Rickie chose to keep their special day private and meaningful. Rickie has largely stayed out of the public spotlight, preferring to support Jessica's career from behind the scenes. He is known as her greatest foundation, the steady presence that encourages her creative projects and stands by her side through all challenges. Jessica and Rickie currently live in Texas, where they have built their home together. In 2025, Jessica mentioned that they recently finished remodeling parts of their house. While specific details about the house's size, style, or exact location have not been publicly shared, Jessica has spoken about preparing their home to welcome their baby. She mentioned setting up the baby's room and getting all the baby items ready despite the chaos of house remodeling. The couple keeps their personal life relatively private, not sharing extensive details or photos of their home on social media. Jessica has spoken about how much she loves her hometown of Chula Vista, California, saying "My heart is always in San Diego," showing her deep connection to where she grew up. However, she and Rickie have made Texas their home base as they start their family. The biggest news in Jessica's life in 2025 was the birth of her first child. Jessica and Rickie welcomed their daughter, Eliana Mae Gallardo, on October 13, 2025. Baby Eliana weighed 6 pounds, 12 ounces and measured 20.5 inches long. In an emotional statement to People magazine, Jessica said, "The moment I held her, everything around me just stopped. It's the kind of love you can't explain, that fills every part of you all at once." She added, "These first few days have been emotional, sleepless, beautiful. Everything I dreamed of and more. What makes Eliana's birth even more special is the timing." Jessica was 9 months pregnant during her entire run on America's Got Talent Season 20. She performed at the finale just weeks before giving birth, showing incredible strength and dedication. She has said that her pregnancy inspired much of her new music, including a single called To Lines. In Instagram posts, Jessica shared her joy and gratitude, writing, "To my baby girl, Eliana Mae, Mama did it. We did it." She has described motherhood as the most precious season of her life. In early 2025, Jessica made a brave decision. After taking years away from music, she decided to audition for America's Got Talent again, returning to the show where her journey began nearly 20 years earlier. This decision was not easy. Jessica struggled with the choice, praying and asking God if this was what He wanted for her. She was scared because she had done this before and felt like she had failed in the past. Coming back was terrifying. Then, just a couple of days after deciding to audition, she found out she was pregnant. This added another layer of complexity to her decision. Should she still pursue act while pregnant? Her husband Rickie encouraged her to go through with it, supporting her dream. Jessica decided to trust in God's plan, saying, "If this is what you want, whatever the outcome is, I trust you." During her audition, which aired on July 15, 2025, Jessica performed Beautiful Things by Benson Boone. Her powerful, emotional performance brought the entire audience to their feet. The judges were visibly moved by both her voice and her story. Judge Sofía Vergara was so impressed that she pressed the golden buzzer, sending Jessica directly to the live shows without needing to go through any other audition rounds. This was a full circle moment for Jessica, returning to the stage where it all began decades earlier. During her audition, Jessica revealed to the judges and the world that she had been married to Rickie since 2021 and was pregnant with her first child. This revelation made her journey even more emotional and inspiring for viewers. Throughout the competition, Jessica continued to deliver stunning performances week after week. At 8 months pregnant, she sang on the live shows, demonstrating incredible vocal control and emotional depth. On September 24, 2025, during the finale, Jessica performed Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. The performance was breathtaking. She earned a standing ovation from the judges and the audience. When host Terry Crews announced her name as the winner of season 20, Jessica broke down in tears. Rickie came up on stage with tears in his eyes to embrace her. Jessica later said that Rickie is not typically emotional, so seeing him cry made her even more overwhelmed. Jessica's victory was historic for several reasons. She became the first former act contestant to return and win in the show's history. She became the first solo female winner since Darci Lynn in 2017. She became the fourth female singing contestant to win the competition. At 30 years old, she became the oldest female winner in act history. Her win came with a $1 million prize and a headlining slot in Las Vegas. However, as with all act prize money, the full $1 million is not given as a lump sum. Winners typically receive a portion upfront and the rest as an annuity spread over 40 years, and taxes significantly reduce the actual take-home amount. Still, the victory was life-changing for Jessica. Shortly after winning, Jessica posted an emotional message on Instagram, reflecting on what the journey meant to her. She wrote, "Winning America's Got Talent wasn't just about a single performance or one night. It was about a journey that began over 20 years ago. This isn't just a trophy or a title, it's the reminder that dreams delayed are not dreams denied. That God's timing is always perfect. That perseverance, faith, and love can carry you through valleys you never thought you'd get out of. This victory isn't just mine, it's ours. It belongs to everyone who has ever dared to keep going, even when the road felt too long." As of 2025, Jessica Sanchez has an estimated net worth between $1 million and $3 million, according to various sources. The most commonly cited estimate is around $1 million to $2 million. Her wealth comes from multiple income sources built over more than a decade in the entertainment industry. Her music career forms the foundation of her net worth. She earned money from her record deal with Interscope Records and the release of her debut album Me, You and the Music in 2013. Although the album had moderate commercial success, it established her as a recording artist. She has earned income from streaming platforms like Spotify, where she currently has about 158,000 monthly listeners, and YouTube, where she has millions of viewers. She continues to earn royalties from her singles and album sales. Live performances and concerts have been another significant source of income. Jessica has performed across the United States, Asia, and Europe. She has been especially popular in the Philippines, where she has held multiple concerts and performances. These live shows generate income through ticket sales and appearance fees. Her television appearances have also contributed to her wealth. Beyond American Idol and America's Got Talent, she appeared on Glee and has made various other TV appearances over the years. She performed at high-profile events like the Democratic National Convention in 2012 and 2016, which likely came with substantial appearance fees. Her 2025 America's Got Talent when added to her net worth through the prize money. While the full $1 million prize is paid out over time and reduced by taxes, it still represents a significant financial boost. Additionally, winning act comes with a headlining show in Las Vegas, which will generate additional income. Jessica has also earned money through brand partnerships and endorsements. In 2019, she became an ambassador for Front Row, a company in the Philippines. Throughout her career, she has likely had other endorsement deals and partnerships that contributed to her wealth. Looking forward, Jessica has shared that she has new music in the works, much of it inspired by her feelings about becoming a mother. She released a single called To Lines about finding out she was pregnant. She has told fans, "I cannot wait to give you guys everything with this new music." These new releases, combined with her increased visibility from winning act, are likely to increase her net worth in the coming years. There's no public information available about Jessica Sanchez owning any notable car collection. Unlike some celebrities who publicly display luxury vehicles or exotic car collections, Jessica has kept details about her personal vehicles private. She has not shared photos or information about cars on her social media accounts. Her lifestyle appears to be relatively modest and private, focusing more on her music, faith, and family rather than displaying material possessions. This matches with her overall approach to fame and success. In interviews, Jessica comes across as humble and grounded, not someone who flaunts wealth or possessions. Her priorities seem to be her relationship with God, her husband Rickie, their new daughter Eliana, and her music career. If she does own any vehicles, she has chosen not to make them part of her public image. Jessica Sanchez's story in 2025 is one of redemption, faith, and perseverance. She went from being a child star who felt the pressure of early fame, to stepping away from music to find herself, to returning stronger than ever while pregnant and winning one of the biggest talent competitions in the world. Her life now is centered around what truly matters to her: her faith in God, her loving husband Rickie, their beautiful daughter Eliana, and a renewed passion for music that comes from a place of authenticity rather than pressure. She has gone from performing for presidents and at national conventions as a teenager, to taking years away from the spotlight to discover who she really is, to coming back and claiming victory on her own terms. Her estimated net worth of $1 to $2 million reflects a successful career built over more than a decade. Her private home in Texas represents a place of peace and family. Her marriage to Rickie shows the importance of having a supportive partner who believes in your dreams. And her daughter Eliana represents a new chapter, a legacy of love and hope for the future. Jessica's journey reminds us that success is not always a straight line. Sometimes we need to step back, reassess, and rediscover our purpose. Sometimes God's timing is not our timing, but it is always perfect. Sometimes the dreams we had as children come true decades later, in ways we never expected. For Jessica Sanchez, the little girl who stood on the act stage at 10 years old and didn't make it to the finals, returning 20 years later as a pregnant woman and walking away as the champion proves that it is never too late to chase your dreams. As she now embarks on the greatest adventure of her life, motherhood, while preparing to release new music inspired by this beautiful season, Jessica Sanchez stands as an inspiration to anyone who has ever felt like giving up, to anyone who has wondered if their time has passed, to anyone who needs a reminder that with faith, love, and perseverance, anything is possible.